Hey guys, Mike in the woods here, and welcome to Bass Lake. See what I mean with this tent? I brought my 3D printed tent pegs. There's one broken. Unfortunately, I had two of them break. Built-in glory hole. Man, it just does not want to catch. Seriously, I've never had such wet firewood in my life. Solar panel. I'm gonna try out my thermoelectric generator that I built. Looks like 5.8 volts. You can see the drainage hole there where the water's coming out. The beach. There we go. Nice crispy hot dog. I apologize to any corn lovers out there. I think I might have cooked it properly at the end of the second day. Gonna hit the hay. Catch up with you guys in the morning. Good morning. A little bit overcast this morning. I don't think it got nearly as cold last night as it did the night before. Okay, it's not exactly the brightest of sunny days, but I'm gonna get my solar panel all set back up and charging. Alright, so I'm gonna try charging my electric skateboard battery, even though it's not the brightest of days for the solar. I don't know how well this will work, but I'm gonna take the input off of the one charge controller and stick it back on this one. Okay, so I've got the MPPT boost controller here. Try and do this without scratching the paint of my car. Technically I should screw the terminals in to secure them, but I really don't feel like doing that. I'm just gonna slide them in and hopefully they maintain contact. Alright, you might be able to hear that starting to kick in a little. Get the panel completely uncovered. Okay, apparently it doesn't remember any of my settings, so I'm gonna have to change that. Okay, settings in place. I forgot my settings for the electric skateboard battery. Battery needs to charge at 42 volts, but that was set to 30. Alright. Electric skateboard battery. We're just gonna gently place it on my windshield here. And where is the terminal? Okay. Now, in theory, that should start charging now. Water's looking a little on the empty side. I got one full one, two empty boys. Let's say it take you a long adventure to get these filled up. Alright, 8 liters of clean drinking water, good to go. Okay. It's about 8:30 in the morning. Let's say we get this fire going for food and coffee. So I'm starting to get hungry. I definitely use a coffee.
Oh no.
Laughing at me because I can't split the wood. This one's like pre-split. This wood is weird, man. It's not batoning like the other stuff did. This wood feathers up real nice. Look at the fuel pieces. This method has been working for me so far this week. I'm hoping it'll catch my tinder on fire. Well, it took a tiny bit of finessing, but finally got the fire going. So this will be my first test of actually leaving this to charge for an extended period of time. Oh, it's got 0.001 amp hours in there. I think I'll move it to the roof so it's a bit more oriented towards the sun because it's kind of angled away from it. Not that it's a particularly sunny day anyways. Alright, so it's charging. It's got 0.002 amp hours in there. Ooh, fancy. So that's a 324 watt hour, 9 amp hour battery. We'll track how it charges that battery over the course of the day. Alright, for breakfast, well, for the main course, we're gonna have Spam sandwiches, but while we wait, I'm going to have some noodles. Yeshabang! Slowly but surely, we're heating up. Now we play the waiting game. Boiling water on my crotch. That'd be a true bender right there. Because it took so long to boil the water, these noodles are like soft. What's the opposite of el dente? El mushe?
Yeah. Filled with syrup. Have you ever tried the coconut strawberry one? Yeah, it was like coconut milk with strawberry.
There's also funnel cake in the back. Blue one.
So it's a piece of grilled Spam on a piece of cheese on a toasted English muffin.
Here.
Nice. Alright, got some delicious food in my stomach. Let's check in on the solar panel charging the skateboard battery here. So it did reset after about 0.15 amp hours. So it's about 0.35 amp hours, I'd say it's pumped in there. Which is about roughly 4% of the capacity of the battery. It's 9 amp hours. So it's taking its sweet time, but it is overcast, so I don't know. Seems appropriate, I guess. Highest I ever saw it pumping it was 70 watts, and that's like 10 watts at a time right now. So first of all, what are we playing here? We're playing New Phone Who Dis, and also dumping stuff.
Yeah, as you drop off. It'll be fun. So that's the inbox card.
Ever since you started combing your goatee, you've been acting like a real jerk. Okay, so it's exactly like cards where I shuffle them up and decide which one's the funniest?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Alright, ever since you started combing your goatee, you've been acting like a real jerk. Randall, haven't heard from you since junior high. I still see you're a bully. Weird message to send to your band instructor, but okay, we'll talk more at tomorrow's lesson. Well, Mom, maybe if you would sign my permission slip for the aquarium trip, this wouldn't happen.
Which one do you want?
It's a toss-up between these two. I would go with this one.
Yay! That was the weird message to send to your...
So, I lost horribly at New Phone Who Dis. So, time to switch to something different. Since this is a provincial park, I obviously can't fly any drones in here, but nobody said anything about land-based RCs. So I find any excuse to work Halo into any of my videos. And my little RC Halo Warthog with my GoPro mounted to the top. Let's go for a drive. This is gonna be so janky. What's that? Yeah, two. One on that, one on my head. Can't fly drones in here, so this is the next best thing.
It's the Master Chief.
Yeah.
Warthog.
Cheers. Alright, so I went driving around for, I don't know, I'd say about a kilometer. This thing's got a lot more torque and range than I expected. My little makeshift FPV mount. Sorry if the footage is all jerky. That looked like the GoPro was bobbing around. The mount that it's on isn't the most stable. But, I don't know, something fun and interesting. I'll wrap this in duct tape. This will be our kindling bundle. That's a way to do it, I suppose.
That's all I ever asked for.
Just to give an idea of how crap this firewood is, look at that water bubbling out of the log there. You can hear it too. This is the last night here, night 3. Gotta use up all this firewood. I'm gonna grill up some more hot dogs. Basically just have a fun night. Hot dog grilling action.
Hot now.
These are actually starting to bubble already.
Bubbling.
It's hard to hold the GoPro in one hand and rotate these with the other. Plate full of wieners. Alright, I'm gonna enjoy some nice multi-day old hot dogs that are somehow still good. And screw around with that thermoelectric generator some more. Ha! Okay, we are going to screw around with this thermoelectric generator.
Again.
Oh, starting to get a voltage. We're at 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9, 5, 5.4, 5.2, 5.3. We're climbing. We're at 6 point, oh, we're at 7 volts. All right, so power bank is at 13%. So the mistake I was making before, I think, is I was recycling the water and it was heating up, whereas I need fresh, cool water. I also widened the hole so it drains quicker. All right, so I got her up to 19%. Still going strong. If I kept filling her up with water, it would probably go all the way up to 100, but filling it up with water is too much work. I'm not sure if you guys can see all that well, but it's fairly dark out, and there's time to play around with this monocular thermal camera thingy. Let's take some video with this, see what we can do. Thing is so zoomed in and I have to focus it manually. So I managed to put 6% into that battery bank from that thermoelectric generator, but it just requires constant attention, having to constantly feed water into it. I'm nowhere near a water source. I have to walk down the road, fill up my bucket, haul that back, and I have to do that like every 20 minutes. So I think for the next build, I'm going to do one that's completely passively cooled with heat sinks. I'm starting to get a little tired. I'm going to pile all the food and dishes into the car, and I think call it a night. Catch you in the morning. Good morning. Final morning. Probably had the best sleep last night of the 3 nights that we've been here. I think I just took some getting used to. That and it wasn't exactly that cold last night either. Man, this trip went by way too fast. I can't believe we're heading out of here already today. Gotta be out of here by 2. It's about 7:30 now. I got the fire set up. I'm gonna have coffee, breakfast, and there's a lot to tear down before we get out of here this morning. So I didn't do an update yesterday on the solar panel and the electric skateboard battery. It got some charging done, but because it was so overcast and the sun was never super directly on the solar panel, I was only charging at like 0.12 amps at the most. So it definitely charged it up a bit. I'd say maybe I put 1 amp hour into the battery at max yesterday out of a total of 9 amp hours. So yeah, it definitely needs to be sunny. It definitely needs to have the sun right on the solar panel to charge it effectively. The thermoelectric generator worked great last night, but like I said, it just took too much. It just required too much constant attention, having to constantly feed water into it. So this has just been a fun little family casual front country trip. Next trip will definitely be the 2-night 300-kilometer skate packing trip, so pay attention for that. Alright, so I'm gonna get that fire going, get a coffee into me and some food, and then tear all this down. Spam sandwiches again. It's a campfire staple. Not looking forward to tearing this camp down. That tent, trying to stuff it back in the tent bag, getting everything all packed up. We're looking at a 2-hour tear down easily, I think. So an update on those 3D printed tent stakes that I used for the tent. Ow, my head. They've held up pretty well, except for the 2 that I broke when I was hammering them in. That's a broken one. So I'll keep the ones that didn't break, obviously replace the ones that did. Oh, here's my my crispy thermoelectric generator after being over the fire. So I just started taking the tent stakes out of the tent after being in there for 3 nights. All in all, the ones that didn't get wrecked after getting hammered in are fine. This one's split at the tip from being hammered in, so definitely room for improvement on these. But it was good to get a real-world test of these 3D printed tent stakes and see how they do. If you watched this video all the way through to the end, wow, thanks. If you're new to the channel, you know the drill by now. I make videos that combine fun, futuristic technology with traditional outdoors experiences. Check out my other videos and consider subscribing if that's your thing. Alright guys, that'll do me for now. See ya.